Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Are you ready to go to the birthplace of hip-hop? We're going to the Empire State, the mighty New York. Let me introduce y'all to you-know-who. The one and only MC Blue. He's the state bird of New York, and that's my word. He's the man, the Eastern Bluebird.
Yo!
What's up, man?
What's up, Barry?
So what's it like being from the biggest city in all of USA land?
Man, NYC puts on a heck of a show. From Times Square to Broadway to the 5 boroughs. There's Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, and Queens. Staten Island is the place that completes the team.
Coast to coast, state to state, we're gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, just fly with me, just fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Yo, Blue, I love this town. Can you tell me about what else is around?
Throughout the city, there's a baby born every 4 minutes.
Really?
That's a lot of babies, isn't it?
Yeah.
And everyone's different, but gets a chance. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from France. We got Chinatown in Little Italy.
Okay.
New York is known for its diversity.
Okay.
You wanna know something crazy? It used to be the nation's capital in 1789.
Coast to coast, state to state, we're gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, just fly with me, just fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
New York State is the 3rd largest state population in the country with almost 20 million people behind Texas and California.
Wow.
New York is also the 3rd largest economy behind the same 2 states.
I didn't know that.
You know what we produce more than any other state, though?
What?
Ooh, cabbage! We got Niagara Falls with the waterfalls with the highest flow rate in the world, y'all. And our capital is Albany. New York's 2nd biggest city's Buffalo, home of the chicken wing. Our state flower is the rose. The winter is cold. State animals, the beaver, you can leave it to those. Got the Great Lakes, the Atlantic coast. It's New York, baby, the place that I love most.
All right. Coast to coast, state to state, we're gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, just fly with me, just fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, we're gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, just fly with me, just fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Well, thank you, Blue. Those are all incredible facts.
No problem, Barry. Call me anytime.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up? You ready to peep the most populous state in America? We're headed to the Golden State, sunny California. Let me introduce the man who tells Cali's tale, the coolest rapper out west since the Cali Valley Quail. He's the state bird of California. He's okay. He's the man, Mr. California. Yo, what up, Cali?
What's up, Barry?
So what's it like being from the place with the most peeps in all USA land?
Man, everybody knows Cali's a place to be. From the Bay to LA to Yosemite. But first things first, can you handle it? The biggest city in California, Los Angeles.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Yo, Quail, I love LA truly. Yo, isn't this where they make all the movies?
Yeah, baby, LA is home to Hollywood, where they make all the movies, so it's all good.
We got the busiest port in all the U.S. with miles of beaches, so people don't stress. We also got a ton of museums.
That's a lot of museums.
Yeah. Guess what, man? Cali's where the fortune cookie was first brought from Japan.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
California has the largest economy in the United States.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that the state grows 99% of the nation's almonds, pistachios, and walnuts?
Wow, that is nuts.
The Bay Area is one of the world's biggest software centers, from San Francisco to the Silicon Valley.
So, like, they make the internet?
A big part of it. It's one of the nation's most beautiful states, from border to border. So come to California where the winters are warmer. We got deserts and mountains, the Redwoods and Pacific. Our capital is Sacramento to be specific. Wanna know what else we're famous for?
Yeah, of course.
It rhymes with shakes. It's a good thing we can fly, cause we got a lot of earthquakes.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Wanna know something else nifty?
Yeah.
We have the highest mountain in the lower 48 states, Mount Whitney. And it's really close to the lowest and hottest point in the lower 48, Death Valley.
Well, thank you, Quail. Those are all incredible facts.
No problem, Barry. Call me anytime.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Are you ready to take a journey to the land of the bayous and the Big Easy? Watch out for the big old alligator. We're headed to Cajun country, Louisiana. He's my favorite Creole bird, to you I'll tell. He's the state bird of Louisiana, MC Pell. I'm a huge fan, and I'll tell you, man, he's an eastern brown pelican. What up, Pell? What up, Barry? What's it like being from the home of New Orleans and the Mississippi River Delta?
Well, I hope you like jazz and great food. 'Cause when it's Mardi Gras, it puts you in a great mood. This New Orleans, the place to be. One of the cultural capitals of the whole country.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. New Orleans is amazing. Tell us what else you do down here to keep it crazy.
Well, we love to eat and dance whenever we get the chance. Before the Louisiana Purchase, we were a part of France. We got gumbo with a hot sauce swirl. The Superdome was once one of the largest rooms in the world. We're one of the busiest ports on the Gulf of Mexico. If you get a chance to visit, you should go.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Louisiana is the largest producer of shrimp and oysters in the United States.
Oh, is that right?
We catch a lot of seafood off the Gulf. We once caught 1.9 billion pounds of the stuff.
Yum.
Our capital is Baton Rouge. Our state flag is blue. And over 4 million people live here too. It's cool. And when you come down here to visit, watch out for gators. We're the home of the bayou. Don't let those crawdaddies pinch. Some people speak Creole, it's similar to French. Louisiana, let's keep it real. Come on down and we'll cook you a meal.
All right. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Well, thank you, MC Pelly Pell, the Eastern Brown Pelican. I never met a pelican that can.
I see what you did there, Barry.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? We're headed to my personal home. It's the land they call Oklahoma. Let me introduce y'all to my main egg hatcher, MC Sizzy, the scissor-tailed flycatcher.
Howdy, Barry.
From one Oklahoman to another, tell us about the Sooner State, my brother.
Oklahoma has a rich history.
Before it was a state, they called it Indian Territory. It boasts one of the largest populations of Native Americans in the nation. The capital is Oklahoma City, which also happens to be our most populous city. So one thing I bet you didn't know is the state floral emblem is the mistletoe.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Truly inspiring, MC Sizzy. What else in Oklahoma keeps y'all busy?
Well, you gotta give Tulsa a whirl. Used to be the oil capital of the world. Boys and girls, celebrate, cause Tulsa's the second biggest city in the state. In northeast Oklahoma, wanna know why they call it green country?
Yeah.
Cause it's green.
All right.
There's lots of grass and trees.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
The historic Route 66 is where you can go and get your kicks, and it's all good. Cause Oklahoma is the birthplace of Carrie Underwood.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Oklahoma's mountain ranges in Oklahoma include the Ouachita, the Arbuckles, the Wichita, and the Kiamishi.
All right.
It's really nifty. Oklahoma also has more man-made lakes than any other state, with over 1 million surface acres of water. The state mammal is the bison. There's tornadoes, thunder, and lightning. And speaking of, here we go. Is that a tornado?
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, MC Sizzy. The scissor-tailed flycatcher. Oklahoma is more than just okay.
No problem, Barry. Call me anytime.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Are you ready to take a journey to the Carolinas? Specifically, South Carolina! Let me introduce y'all to a place so nice. They gave it a state bird thrice. Yo, what up, MC Wren, the Carolina Wren, and Wild Bill, the wild turkey, and Woodie, the wood duck?
What's up, Barry? Oh, sorry about that. He's a little crazy.
It's fine. Tell me about your state, South Carolina.
Well, we're the 8th state admitted here to this here union. Our capital is Columbia and we love our children. We even have a place called Welcome. So welcome.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Wow, I didn't know all that. Could you tell us a few more interesting facts?
We got the East Coast premier resort, Myrtle Beach. Besides, for California, we're the best at growing a peach. Our second biggest city and historic town is Charleston. It's the friendliest city around. We had the very first battle of the Civil War. If you want to see it, give Fort Sumter a tour. Can I tell you something if you promise not to tattle?
Yeah.
We got the largest ginkgo biloba farm in the world. It's used for herbs, teas, and bonsai trees.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Oh no, not again. What's his deal, MC Wren?
Well, Bob Bill's a wild turkey, and he gets crazy when he knows Thanksgiving is lurking. Gobble, 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 gobble. Let's go. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. great, so just fly with me. Fly with me. Fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, MC Wren and Wild Bill. South Carolina is very chill.
You're welcome, Barry. Come on down anytime.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? You ready to go to the only state with tropical rainforests? It's made up of volcanic islands way out there in the Pacific Ocean. We're going to Hawaii. Let me introduce y'all to the 50th state, admitted to the Union of the United States. Say aloha to my homie. That's my word. He's a Nene. He's Hawaii's state bird.
Aloha, Barry. Here's your leg.
Aloha, MC Aloha.
My name in Hawaiian means friend. My species is vulnerable, but we're on the mend. There used to be less than 30 of us in the 50s. Now there's over 2,000. Isn't that nifty? Hawaii is an island chain called an archipelago. It's the only place in the U.S. where coffee can grow.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Hawaii's so cool, it's making me all cuckoo. Hey, isn't the capital Honolulu?
Why, yes, Barry. Yes, it is. It's our biggest city and the center of biz. It's predominantly Asian with a cultural mix. Waikiki is the place where the tourists get kicks. And everybody's laid back, no drama. Hawaii is the birthplace of President Obama.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Hawaii is home to many species found nowhere else.
Why's that?
Well, we're one of the most remote island chains in the entire world, so many species that aren't native come here through the 3 W's. That's wind, water, and wings. Then they evolve.
So birds can bring new species here?
Yes, check your feet. You might be dropping in our soil some foreign seed. But we're big on conservation. We're trying to save all our species from termination. So come visit Hawaii, the most beautiful state in the nation.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
I might just stay down here.
Well, if you do, be sure to visit the largest totally protected area of the U.S. at nearly 140,000 square miles, the Papahānaumokuākea Marine National Monument.
The Papa what?
Papahānaumokuākea.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Y'all ready to take a journey to the land of 10,000 lakes? It's on the Canadian border. We're headed to Minnesota. Let me introduce y'all to a friend of mine. He's gonna help with this tune. He's a state bird of Minnesota. He's the common loon. Yo, what up, Loony? Oh, yeah. How's it going, Barry? So what's it like being from the Gopher State, the land of the sky blue waters?
Man, y'all know Minnesota is a place to be. Our capital is part of the Twin Cities. The name says it all. It includes Minneapolis and our capital, St. Paul.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Yo, tell me more, Loony. I hear the Twin Cities are booming.
Well, as far as the Twin Cities go, it's the second largest economic center behind Chicago. In the Midwest, that is.
The largest cash grain market is the Grand Exchange in Minneapolis.
And if you like shopping, then you'll shop the best. The Mall of Americas is one of the best in the world, full of moms, dads, boys, and girls.
Ooh, they got any good deals?
Yep, it's the size of 85 football fields.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Minnesota is one of the largest producers of sugar beets and iron ore.
Like Iron Man and stuff?
Not really, but close. We border Canada and Lake Superior, and our state flower is a showy lady slipper.
A lady slipper flower?
The land of 10,000 lakes actually has 22,000 lakes, wetlands, and ponds. And Minnesota's rivers and streams extend over 92,000 miles. And that's not all. Duluth is part of the largest freshwater port in the world. And while we're dishing, the fine people of Minnesota sure love ice fishing. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Well, thank you, Loony, the common loon. Your state isn't common at all, and I'll be visiting here again soon. Why, thank you, Barry. We'd love to have you.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Y'all ready to fly to the state admitted to the Union on January 9th, 1788? It's Connecticut, baby, America's 5th state. Let me introduce y'all to this bird I know. It's gonna make all y'all start bobbing. Her name is Rockin Renee. She's Connecticut's state bird, the American robin. Yo, what up, Renee?
Sweet, sweet Barry.
So what's it like being from the southernmost state of what we call New England?
Well, welcome to the Constitution State. We call it the Constitution State because we're one of the first to ratify the U.S. Constitution in this state. Get it?
Got it.
Awesome. Great. We didn't want to answer to the British king, so we made a departure. I'm from the state capital. It's called Hartford.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me. Fly with me. Fly with me, come on, fly with me. Since 1764, the Hartford Courant's been in publication, which makes it the oldest running newspaper in the entire nation. It's known as the insurance capital of the world, ensuring the safety of its boys and girls. And if you're into reading books, we also have Mark Twain's house. Come and take a look.
Ooh, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn?
That's right, Barry. Yep, that's them. We've got the 8th president in the Continental Congress. His name is Samuel Huntington. Consider him accomplished. Want to know another cool fact?
For sure.
Groton launched the world's first nuclear submarine in 1954.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me. Fly with me. Fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Connecticut's devised mass production machinery, spearheaded by inventor Eli Whitney. We also are home to the first successful repeating pistol. Our highest point is Mount Frisco. We got one of the nation's oldest and best universities, and it's called Yale. Our state animal is really big. It's the sperm whale. We border the Atlantic Ocean, Massachusetts, New York, and Rhode Island. President George W. Bush was born in New Haven, presidential styling. Our most populous urban area is Bridgeport, and it's nifty. It's so close to the Big Apple, they call it a suburb of New York City.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me. Fly with me. Fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me. Fly with me. Fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, Rockin Renee. Your state most definitely rocks.
No doubt, Barry. What do you say we go get some oysters?
Well, all right.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? We're gonna go to the land where there's lots of room to fly. It's part of the country nicknamed Big Sky, Montana! Let me introduce y'all to my real good friend who knows around these parts. She's a state bird of Montana, the western Meadowlark. Yo, what up, Lark?
Welcome to Montana, Barry.
So what's it like calling one of the most famous places home? What's up, little mate? Aren't you from the place they call the Treasure State?
Oh yeah, Barry. Our state is crazy pretty. From our biggest city, Billings, to Helena, that's our capital city. Montana got its name from the Spanish word for mountains. Listen to these facts and don't leave home without them.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Montana is legit. Isn't it famous for having really big animals?
Well, we have a lot of different species of mammals, and we don't have many people. It's one of the most sparsely populated states in the country, making it really peaceful. And we have some of the most amazing, beautiful spots that are the real deal. We have Glacier National Park, the Pioneer Mountains, and Little Bighorn Battlefield.
Little Big?
Yeah, it carries a lot of historical muster. Little Bighorn was a battlefield that featured the infamous General Custer.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Montana is the fourth largest state after Alaska, Texas, and California. We border Canada, and we have the Rocky Mountains, and have a lot of grizzly bears. And we have 8 reservations for Native Americans, and people love to fish. Our state fish is a black-spotted cutthroat trout, and it sure makes a great dish. Want to hear something really scary?
Yeah.
Comet, Pony, Gamut, and Keystone are all ghost towns, Barry.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, MC Lark. Your state is kind of scary after dark.
No, it's really beautiful. One of the prettiest states, and that's indisputable.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? It's time for another journey, so let's embark, y'all. We're flying to the natural state, Arkansas! Let me introduce y'all to my real good friend that's known for talking words. He's the state bird of Arkansas, the northern Mockingbird. Yo, what up, Mocktalk?
Yeah, what up, Mocktalk?
You mocking me?
Nah, man, sometimes I just accidentally repeat the stuff that I hear. I'm a mockingbird, you know?
Okay.
Okay. Arkansas rocks. First stop is our biggest city and capital, Little Rock. That's what it's called. Little Rock's a city on the river, also named Arkansas.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
So where do we start?
Little Rock is situated south of the beautiful Ozarks. President Clinton was born here in a town called Hope. He has his presidential library here and is actually really dope. Over half our state is forest, with 7 national parks for the tourists, with hot springs to the Buffalo River to Eureka Springs. Arkansas is a good place to relax and get your mind off things. Want to know a cool fact around these here parts? Arkansas is the birthplace of all Walmarts.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, MC Mocktalk, what else can you tell me?
What else can you tell me?
That's what I just asked you.
Sorry. Well, the Arkansas state insect is the honeybee.
The honeybee?
Yep, the honeybee. And the people here are real nice. Lots of them help farm the nation's biggest crop of rice. And we're rich in minerals. Man, I'll tell you what, Arkansas is a great place in general.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, MC Mocktalk. Those are all incredible facts.
Those are all incredible facts.
That's what I just said.
That's what I just said.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Come along with me, my little historians. We're headed to the state named after George Washington. It's called, Washington. Let me introduce y'all to this friend that flies this state inch by inch. He's the state bird of Washington, the American Goldfinch. Yo, what up, Goldie?
Welcome to Washington, Barry.
Where are we off to first for this rap battle?
The biggest city in the Northwest, Barry. We're headed to Seattle.
Cool.
The Seattle area is the home of Starbucks and Microsoft, Pearl Jam, and the Seahawks.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Wow, Seattle's full of people that are zany.
Yeah, and the weather's always rainy.
We've got one of the most famous fish markets in the U.S. There's a lot more to Washington than Seattle's address. We have massive industries, rain and lightning and clouds of thunder. One of the nation's leading producers of lumber.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Wow, so much I didn't know.
Be careful before you fly, Barry, because we have a bunch of volcanoes. From Mount Rainier to Mount St. Helens, if you see smoke, you better start yelling. We have one of the only temperate rainforests around. Our capital's Olympia, the bottom of Puget Sound. We run a lot of ferries and make 90% of the nation's red raspberries.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, MC Goldie. Your state is a goodie and an oldie.
Come fly here anytime. And if your wings are hurting, don't worry. We make a lot of airplanes here.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? You ready to fly with me to the smallest state in the U.S.? We're headed to the ocean state, Rhode Island. Let me introduce you to my good buddy Ted. He's the state bird of Rhode Island, the Rhode Island Red. Cock-a-doodle-doo, Barry. That doesn't make any sense. I speak chicken, Barry. Come check out our capital, Providence. Our city was founded because we wanted religious freedoms by religious thinker Roger Williams. It was here George Washington gave a famous religious freedom proclamation at Toro Synagogue, the oldest Jewish synagogue in the nation.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Wow, that's very historical, Ted. What else helps Rhode Island get ahead? Well, we're comprised of 35 islands, and our state flower is the blue violet. And then back in the day, we used to have a lot of pirates. There's lots of things that make our state chill. In Pawtucket, Samuel Slater designed the nation's first water-powered cotton mill. Cock-a-doodle-doo. We love sailing, and a lot of America's Cup races have been hosted in Newport, too. We have one of the highest proportions of people of the Catholic faith, and in Newport is home to the International Tennis Hall of Fame.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Ted, I really like the Rhode Island way. Our state is divided by the Narragansett Bay. We're one of the states that make up New England. And oh, we were the first of the 13 colonies to declare independence from England. And we're the second most densely populated state in the nation. And Block Island, well, that's one of our most popular tourist destinations. Oh, that's great. So come to Rhode Island, the ocean state.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Makes a noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state by state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Do you guys feel lucky? Because we're headed to the bluegrass state, good old Kentucky. What's up, MC Card, Kentucky State Bird, the Northern Cardinal?
What's up, Barry? We got a lot more than fried chicken down here, and if you haven't been, you should come here soon. We're rich in history. Our lands were exploited by Daniel Boone. We got a lot of rivers and the Appalachians, and the largest deposits of soft coal in the nation.
That's amazing.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Well, Card, Kentucky rocks.
Sure does, Barry. We house a lot of the nation's gold in a place called Fort Knox. And if you're looking for a place to chill, the Kentucky Derby happens in our most populous city, Louisville. Now, Louisville's also famous for baseball bats. Our capital is Frankfurt, and that's a fact. And if you like horses, give Lexington a whirl. The city likes to call itself the horse capital of the world.
Wow, I like horses a lot.
Kentucky's home to the world's longest cave system at Mammoth Cave National Park.
Cool. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
What else can you tell us about your beautiful state, Card?
Our state flower is pretty. It's called the goldenrod. We're the bluegrass state because we have a lot of bluegrass. But it's actually green. And our state music is called bluegrass too. And we like to sing. To the south we border a state called Tennessee. To the west we're bordered by rivers, the Ohio and Mississippi. And to the north we got Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and we like all three.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Very cool. Thanks for the insightful rap.
Wanna see where Daniel Boone trailblazed this state?
Sure.
Let's fly to the Cumberland Gap.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Let's take a trip to the Monument State. That's right, y'all. We're headed to South Dakota. Let me introduce y'all to my friend Perry. He's very, very pleasant. He's the state bird of South Dakota. He's the ringneck pheasant.
Hi, Barry. Welcome to South Dakota. I got you a couple gifts.
But first, can you name Mount Rushmore's 4 presidents? Oh, I didn't know there was gonna be a quiz, but of course, without blinking, there's Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abe Lincoln. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. Very nice, Prairie. What else is cool with South Dakota, good old Perry? Well, our capital is Pierre. And we love wildlife, from ducks to deer. And if you like gold, our state is fine. Homestake was the country's oldest operational gold mine. And our biggest city isn't really that big at all. Just over 160,000 people live in Sioux Falls. And our land was explored by the famous Lewis and Clark. And our state animal is the coyote, and they roam these parts. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. I really like South Dakota. Well, I do too. We have the only corn palace in the world here. It's true. A corn palace? That sounds delicious. South Dakota is also home to the nation's geographic center. Wow, I did not know that. Well, now you do. Our state flower is the American Pasca flower. They've got a purple hue. So come to South Dakota for some friendly treatment. And while you're here, check out the historic Sitting Bull Monument. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur. That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Y'all ready to take a journey to the heart of Dixie? It's what they sometimes call the state of the yellow hammer. We're headed to Alabama. Let me introduce y'all to my real good friend who pecks seeds quicker. He's called a yellow hammer, AKA the Northern Flicker. Yo, what's up, Mellow Yellow? Welcome to Alabama, Barry. Huntsville's the very first place to build the rocket to put Americans into space. And the moon. You can come to space camp here, too. We got the end of the Appalachian Mountains, so you should visit here real soon. How soon? Real soon. How soon? Real soon. Cool. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. What else is here, my friend the Alabaman? Well, our most populous city is Birmingham. That's where Martin Luther King wrote his famous letter. And our capital is Montgomery. It's a regional treasure. And Birmingham is one of the largest urban nature preserves in the entire nation. The Ruffner Mountain Nature Reserve is over 1,000 acres. In the Appalachians, there's a lot of minerals used to make steel. And we've got an important port on the Gulf of Mexico. It's called Mobile.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Alabama seems cool, my little fellow. Tell us more about your state, MC Mellow Yellow.
The camellia is our state flower. Our state mammal is the black bear. He can sleep for hours. Alabama is home to the Russell Cave, a place where 10,000 years of history resides in its enclaves. Our highest point is Mount Cheaha. You should go. Our lowest point's the Gulf of Mexico.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, Mellow Yellow. Alabama sure is all right. No problem, Barry. As we say down here,
Roll Tide!
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
that's right, y'all. What up, what up? Come along with me to a place where the scenery's romantic. We're headed to New Mexico, the land of the enchantment. Let me introduce y'all to New Mexico state bird. He's a wonder. His name is Rob, and he's a road runner.
What's up, Barry? I run pretty fast. Wanna see my moves? I never finish last.
You're pretty darn quick.
And New Mexico has so much beauty, you can fill your cameras with pics.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
So what's great about this state?
Well, our capital is Santa Fe and has quite a story. It's been the seat of government since 1610 for areas and lands held by the U.S., Mexico, and the Spanish territory. Our most populous city is Albuquerque, and we're the first state to have an official state cookie.
Ooh, what kind?
It's called the Bisco Cheeto. We also have a state question. Isn't that neato?
I like questions.
Red or green? We love chili peppers, and always ask which color do you want in your cuisine?
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
New Mexico has the southern portion of the Rocky Mountains. Our land was formed partially by lava, like the Capolan Volcano National Monument. Our state is bisected by the Rio Grande, and we have the largest gypsum desert in the world at White Sands.
Wow, this land sounds swell.
People that believe in aliens love to visit Roswell.
Aliens?
So they claim. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Let's head on over to the Keystone State. I'm so excited I've got mania. We're headed to Pennsylvania. Well, check it out, my friend Carlton is definitely in the house. He's the state bird of Pennsylvania, the ruffed grouse.
Hey, Hey, Barry, we have a great state, I'm telling ya. We used to have the capital of the United States in historic Philadelphia. Independence Hall is where the Declaration of Independence was signed. It's a city of brotherly love. It's the most populated city in the state. And when it gets crowded, people don't shove.
That's great.
Philly's most famous for its cheesesteaks.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just
Fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
What about your second most populated city, Pittsburgh? I hear it's the real deal.
Yeah, it's got 3 rivers running through it, and it's known for making steel. We're the only mid-Atlantic state that doesn't touch the ocean. But that's all right, because we've got some pretty mountains. Our ranges include the Poconos and the Appalachians, including the Allegheny. And to the northwest, we border Lake Erie. We're a very important industrial state, and we're home to many Amish. They don't use electricity, but their cooking is great.
That smells awesome.
coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just
Fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Man, Pennsylvania has a lot going on.
Sure does. Taylor Swift's from here. She's my favorite singer. Do you like any of her songs?
Who doesn't love Taylor Swift?
Our capital is Harrisburg, and it can't be missed. We had the Battle of Gettysburg, and it was very historic. Our state was given its name by William Penn, and for religious toleration and democracy, he was very important.
coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So
Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
coast to coast, state to state.
Come on.
Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great.
So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon, and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Makes a noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? We're flying north to the Pine Tree State, and I don't even have to use a plane. I'm flapping my wings all the way to Maine. Well, lookity, it's D, the state bird of Maine, the black-capped tickety.
Oh, hey, Barry, welcome to Maine. We might be the least densely populated state east of Mississippi, but we're anything but plain.
I hear you guys have delicious lobsters.
Well, it's true. They live throughout the 3,500 miles of coast on our waters.
Tell me more, D. You know I trust you.
We've got the largest land area of New England states, and our capital is Augusta.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
There's so much nature here, D. You can really let loose.
We have 17 million acres of forest, which is home to our state animal, the moose. Eastport is the easternmost city in the 50 states. And Portland is our most populous city. Southern Maine's lighthouses are really great. Cadillac Mountain is the highest point on the United States East Coast. Its peaks are slippery. And it's in Acadia National Park, the first national park east of Mississippi. Canada's to our north, and New Hampshire's to the south. Tourists love to visit because they hear how cool we are by word of mouth.
Maine's great. Yeah, we love Maine. We love Maine. I love Maine. It's so great.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
It's kind of chilly in these woods, D.
Yeah, Maine is covered by nearly 90% trees. We make a lot of stuff out of them too. Ice cream sticks, toothpicks, even canoes. Wanna know what else we make a lot of?
For sure.
Until the 1960s, we were the nation's leading producer of the potato. And on the other thing, Barry, we produce a lot of the fruit named after you, the blueberry.
Oh, well, they spell that differently.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. Just
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Who's ready to fly over to the Silver State? At least that's the name on its license plate. My friend here is a species in 2 words. She's a state bird of Nevada, the mountain bluebird. Yo, what's up, Betty Blue?
Welcome to Nevada, Barry. It's hot in our desert, but it sure is pretty. We got a lonely road called Highway 50, and our capital is Carson City. There's a city in the sand that's our most famous. It's a little place called Las Vegas. It calls itself the entertainment capital of the world. Did you know? There's food and world-class shows. Let's go!
Viva Las Vegas!
Coast to coast, state to state.
Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Las Vegas is surrounded by beautiful landmarks like the Mojave Desert and the Red Rock Canyon National Park. Nevada comes from a word meaning snow-capped in Spanish.
There's a lot of desert here. Did the water just vanish?
As the driest state in America, we have to use water wisely. The weather in our deserts is known to vary widely. We're the country's 7th largest state in area of land. The desert bighorn sheep is our state animal, man. Coast to coast, state to state.
Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Wow, Nevada is so fine.
And we're home to the bristlecone pine, which is a tough tree. Some can live over 4,000 years. Imagine what they've seen. Our plant life isn't always lush. Our state flower's called the sagebrush, and it's one of Nevada's nicknames too. We even have state colors, the silver and blue.
Like the sky.
We have over 30 mountain ranges that make our terrain pretty high. Nevada's home to many petroglyphs made by Native Americans. That's no myth.
Wow. How long ago was that?
20,000 years ago, according to archaeological evidence. There are many Indian settlements. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, thank you, MC Betty Blue. Your state is pretty great. Where should we go?
Let's go for a swim in good old Lake Tahoe.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Now there's a lot to see, so we can't be late. We're headed to Texas, y'all. It's the Lone Star State. My buddy's from the capital, Austin, and he often wears spurs. He's a state bird of Texas. Yeah, he's a Mockingbird.
Well, howdy, Barry.
Oh my, I like the enthusiasm. Howdy, Tex.
Well, I hope you brought your dancing boots for a little Texas two-step.
I did.
Everything's bigger in Texas, my friend. We're the 2nd largest state in all the land. We have the most farms in the entire nation. We got NASA in Houston doing space exploration. It's cool.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, Texas seems pretty cool.
You betcha, and we really love barbecue. We're also known for Tex-Mex food.
Oh, really? Does it aim that after you?
No, it gets its name after Texas and Mexico. They serve it everywhere, from Brownsville to Amarillo. Well, hello, yeah, my hometown is Austin, the capital of Texas, and it's also awesome. And north of that is Dallas, our biggest city is Houston, close to the Gulf of Mexico, which leads out to the ocean.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on,
battle happened at the Alamo in a pretty little city called San Antonio. Our state's so big we get all kinds of weather, and the jalapeno is our official state pepper. Our state large mammal is a longhorn in these parts, and we tip our hat to clear eyes and full heart. They say that it's the Texas way. Howdy is how a lot of folks say hey. We used to be a part of Mexico, but Texas used to be its own country. As the story goes, we got a state instrument. It's the guitar, and we're known to throw a football really far. Our state pie is made of pecans. Our state sport is the rodeo. I promise you won't yawn. So many birds in the sky. I love Texas, now you know why.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Deep in the heart of Texas. Wow. Tex, this place is its own country.
Yeah, Barry, there's a lot here to love. Now let's go get some barbecue.
Okay.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? We're headed to the Green Mountain State. Come along if you want. It's a pretty state in New England called Vermont. Let me introduce y'all to my friend who flies around the forest that's so lush. Valerie's the state bird of Vermont. She's called a hermit thrush.
Hello, Barry. Did you bring your snowboard?
No, I usually just fly.
People come from all around the East Coast to snowboard and ski on our snowy slopes. We have 31 mountains that are over 3,500 feet. We lead the country in maple syrup production. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Pancakes.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Yeah.
The Green Mountain State sure is pretty.
So is Montpelier, our capital city. Vermont is home to over 100 covered bridges. Thousands of years before that, Indians lived on the mountain ridges. And in our valleys where the mountain water drains all the way to Lake Champlain. Burlington is home to our state's largest population, and our mountains are part of the Northern Appalachians.
Ah, but of course.
Did you know the state animal's the Morgan horse? Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Vermont is home to some wonderful writers. St. Clair Lewis and Robert Frost are highly admired. Plus, we had 2 presidents in the Oval Office, Presidents Chester Arthur and Calvin Coolidge.
Whoa, we had a president with Cool in his name?
Yeah, Barry, he was born on Independence Day. Vermont's got more than great people, you see. We've got moose, bears, and sugar maple trees. Our state fruit is the apple, and our flower is the red clover. We border Canada. Our friends to the north are always welcome over. We were the first state to abolish slavery and the first to have public schools. You should be thanking me.
Actually, I do love school.
Yeah, Barry, it's pretty cool.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Thanks for showing me around Vermont, Val. Let's go get a snack.
We make great cheese, ice cream, and lots of other stuff.
Well, maybe I'll stick around for a while, because leaving here is gonna be pretty tough.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Come along with me, my sisters and brothers. We're headed to one of our oldest states, Virginia, a place like no other. Let's give my friend a warm welcome and a southern style holla. She's a state bird of Virginia, a cardinal, and her name is Carla.
Hi, Barry. Welcome to Virginia. We have a long history and a lot of charisma. We're the birthplace of 8 presidents, and Jamestown was the first permanent British settlement. Our nickname is Old Dominion. In honor of Charles II, he was once the King of England. We saw the Revolutionary and the Civil War. We have historical monuments that people love to tour.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
So much history in just one state.
Let's fly to Richmond. It's our capital, and it's great. It's got the James River, and it's in the state's middle. Hey, do you think you can solve this riddle? What was the capital of the Civil War era Confederacy?
I'm guessing that Richmond is the city.
Yes, Barry, you're really quick.
Well, you were talking about Richmond, and it sort of clicked.
Virginia Beach is our most populous city, and we share a border with our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Virginia's land is super neat. We got the Appalachians and the Bay called Chesapeake. I got a lot of friends there. It's my jam. It's home to finfish, blue crabs, oysters, and clam. We have the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Great Dismal Swamp. The Shenandoah Valley is a great place to romp. We host government agencies like the CIA, home to the Pentagon, which is also a shape.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
So can you name the 8 presidents from our state?
I'm Barry, of course I can. Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Harrison, Tyler, Taylor, and Wilson.
Maybe you can be president.
Can a bird be president?
Well, let's go find out.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? We're headed to the Badger State, America's Dairyland. It's in the Great Lakes region. We're headed to Wisconsin. Here's Wisconsin state bird, the robin. She's my friend Madison, and she's pretty awesome.
Welcome to Wisconsin. Do you like cheese?
It's the best thing on earth, so yes, please.
We make the most cheese in the country. It splits.
We make all types like cheddar and Swiss.
And we're one of the leading producers of milk and butter.
They call us cheeseheads here. We love the cow udder.
Madison's the state capital in my name. It's a town named after President Madison James. Wisconsin is America's 30th state. We were admitted to the Union in 1848. We have the Circus World Museum. Isn't that crazy? We're the birthplace of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. It gets pretty cold here. Be sure to wear a beanie. It's magical. We're the birthplace of Harry Houdini.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
What else can you tell me about this state?
Well, there's lots, Barry. Wisconsin's first rate. Our state dance is the polka. Move your toes. Oshkosh is known for cool children's clothes. We have thousands of lakes, and we love ice hockey. Our most populous city is called Milwaukee. We border the Great Lakes, Michigan, and Superior. Our state wildlife animal is the white-tailed deer. We're thought to have the country's first kindergarten. It opened up in 1856 in Old Watertown.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
We're the birthplace of some people who are super bright, like director Orson Welles, architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Georgia O'Keeffe was a master painting flowers, and the Little House series was written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Ever been on a motorcycle before?
My mom says I have to wear a helmet.
Well, that's okay. We got a place where you can just see them. In Milwaukee, there's a Harley-Davidson museum.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Wisconsin is pretty amazing. Now can I have some cheese?
Not sure if we have enough, Barry.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon. I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Put on your thermals, jackets, boots, and cardigans. We're headed north to meet my friend, the Willow Ptarmigan. Say hello to my homie, Will. He's from the last frontier, Alaska, and he's very chill.
Welcome to the biggest state in America, Barry. There's over 70 potentially active volcanoes here, but it ain't scary. We're the second to the last state admitted to the Union. We've got a lot of wildlife, but we're sparse on humans. We've got 17 of the U.S.'s 20 highest mountain peaks. Denali is the highest at over 20,000 feet.
Oh, in terms of bird feet, that's like really high.
Denali means the great one. Great thing we can fly.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
I'm impressed with Alaska's beautiful nature.
We have an estimated 100,000 glaciers.
That's like way more than I thought.
And Alaska was a land that was originally bought.
Like, for money?
It was purchased from Russia for less than 2 pennies an acre. Isn't that funny?
Wow, we got a good deal.
Hey, this is Steve. He's a fur-bearing seal.
We have the largest herd in the world in our waters, including seals, sea lions, walruses, and otters. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
That Steve is a fact-knowing maniac.
He hangs out in our largest fishing port, called Kodiak. Even though over half of our land is tundra, we've got a lot of forests and a huge lake called Iliamna. Canada and the Barents Sea are part of our border, and in certain spots you can see Russia across the water. We've got the Pacific and Arctic Ocean south and north. In between, lots of animals migrate back and forth. Reindeer, wolves, and moose, and grizzly bears in the forest that are on the loose.
So I keep hearing wolves. What are they saying?
Well, they're probably just running around and playing.
Okay, so that's something fun that they're doing.
We have a lot of rivers here. We could go canoeing. We got all kinds of outdoor sports. And our most populous city is Anchorage. It's a port.
Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state. Gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Well, our capital is Juneau. And if you didn't know, then now you know. Get it?
Thanks for showing me your great state.
Thanks for visiting Alaska, and you must come back. No debate.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the bald eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
Hey, let's head to the Peach State, my little party crashers. We're gonna meet the state bird of Georgia. She's a brown thrasher. Well, hello, Georgie. I bet you don't hear this all the time. But did you know that Georgia is on my mind?
Well, hello there, Barry. Welcome to Georgia. We're a pretty big state, so let's get flying, I implore ya.
Down here, we think our peaches taste sweeter. And if they measured a southern charm, we'd be off the meter. Atlanta is the center for trade in the southeast. Martin Luther King is from here. He fought for peace. Atlanta is the capital and most populous city. A Civil War battleground of Union and Confederacy. But that was a long time ago, around 150 years to be exact. We hosted the Olympics in '96, that's a fact.
Coast to coast, state to state. I'm gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me. Come on, fly with me.
Sweet Georgia Brown. Now, isn't this one of the original colonies?
Yeah, Barry, we were the last, the 13th.
Was the first British settlement in Atlanta?
Nah, the first settlement was in Savannah. We like the Atlantic Ocean, we got plenty of beach. The Appalachian Mountains in the north border of Tennessee. Georgia has swamps, marshes, rivers, and forests. And our state parks are great for us and the tourists. We have more soil types than any other state. Our loam, silt, and clay may be brown, red, or gray.
Coast to coast, state to state, I'm gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Georgia's pretty awesome, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, and we grow the most peanuts. And pecans, too. We had a president from here. Can you guess who?
Who?
He was a peanut farmer, the 39th president, Jimmy Carter. So the story goes, a state flower is a Cherokee rose. Our state amphibians, the green tree frog. This was my best friend, his name is Zog.
Ribbit? Hey, Zog.
George and Ray Charles recorded our state song one time. It's a little ditty called Georgia on My Mind. The gopher tortoise is our state reptile. They might move slow, but they've got a lot of style. This one's named Todd. You wanna pet him?
Yeah, he's begging.
Coast to coast, state to state, I'm gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, I'm gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
It's very nice to meet you and your friends, Georgie.
Now let's go pick some peaches.
Okay, cool.
Bald eagle.
Hey yo, I'm DJ Pigeon and I'd like to introduce y'all to our national bird. Make some noise for Barry the Bald Eagle, our state-by-state chauffeur.
That's right, y'all. What up, what up? Let's talk about beavers. That's where we'll start. Onward to Oregon to meet the western meadowlark. Let me introduce y'all to my good friend Carrie. She's a state bird of Oregon and she eats berries.
Not Barry the eagle, Barry the fruit. I don't want people thinking that I'll eat you.
Oh, I don't even think I'm organic.
Welcome to the beaver state, the best place on the planet. I'm from the place in the shadow of Old Mountain Hood. Our most popular city's Portland, where it's all good. We're known for cool vibes and coffee shops. And we're home to one of the oldest amusement parks. It was built in 1905 and it's called Oaks. Let's fly over there, I'll show you the ropes.
I'm kind of scared of roller coasters.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Oregon is beautiful, I must confess.
The Oregon Trail brought people out west.
Didn't it begin in Independence, Missouri?
Yeah, and it went all the way to Oregon City. That's where the trail stops. The area was explored by the famous Lewis and Clark. The Dalles and Blue Mountains were landmarks on the trail. For nearly 2,000 miles, people traveled through rain, snow, and hail. The Willamette Valley is a region at the end. Pioneers hunted their own food and made new friends.
Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
I like what I'm seeing in Oregon, Carrie.
We're one of the leading states in the production of loganberry. When it comes to American hazelnuts, we produce 99%. It's our state nut. According to the government, we have a state fruit, and it's the pear. We grow a lot of grapes and have mountain fresh air. We have Hell's Canyon along the Snake River. It's really deep. If you're scared of heights, you'll shiver. Whoa!
Well, we're birds, so I hope it doesn't scare you.
It's the deepest gorge in North America. We have a bunch of national forests, and they're all really pretty. And if you're in Salem, you're in our capital city. We border Washington, California, Nevada, and Idaho. We're the place the beavers love to call home. Coast to coast,
State to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me. Coast to coast, state to state, gonna tell you about a place and what makes it great. So just fly with me, fly with me, fly with me, come on, fly with me.
Wow, the Beaver State is pretty special. Oregon is super cool.
Wanna windsurf the Hood River? It's a popular thing to do.
Okay.
for your moonlighting astronomers with out-of-this-world dreams. Fuel their curiosity with Nat Geo Kids.